The dust hadn't settled yet. Staff Sergeant Maren Cade moved through the afternoon heat on crutches, each step a negotiation with pain. Her left leg, wrapped in white gauze from knee to ankle, bore dark spots where blood had seeped through. 3 days ago, an IED in Kandahar province had turned an armored vehicle into scrap metal and nearly took her leg with it. Near the supply depot, a group of Navy SEALs lounged in the shade, fresh off the plane from Virginia Beach, young, confident, untested by this particular kind of hell. One of them nudged another as Maren approached. "Look at that," he said, not bothering to lower his voice. "Can't even walk. Guess she's done playing soldier." The others laughed. Not cruel exactly, just thoughtless. The kind of laugh that comes easy when you haven't earned your scars yet. Maren's jaw tightened, but she kept moving, one step, then another. She'd heard worse, in places these SEALs would never understand. But 300 meters away, near the command building, someone else had stopped moving. General Marcus Stone stood frozen at the top of a ramp, his own crutches gripped tight, his own left leg wrapped in identical gauze. His eyes locked on Maren, on her crutches, on that leg. His hand tightened until the aluminum crutch grip creaked under his palm. 3 days earlier, Maren had been a combat engineer attached to a classified convoy moving through Kandahar province. She wasn't supposed to be there. The mission brief had listed her as logistics support, which was code for something else entirely. General Stone had been in the lead vehicle. Maren was 2 vehicles back. The IED was buried too deep for the detectives to catch. Command detonated. Professional work. The blast lifted the general's MRAP and flipped it like a coin. Secondary explosion. Fuel fire. The kind of situation where seconds mean the difference between casualties and body bags. Maren's vehicle was hit by shrapnel but stayed upright. She took fragments to her left calf, felt the bone crack, but she was conscious and moving while others weren't. She pulled the general from the burning vehicle, dragged him 200 meters while taking fire from 3 directions, held pressure on his wounds for 47 minutes until the medevac arrived. They both woke up in the field hospital with matching injuries, shattered left tibias, emergency surgeries, titanium rods, orders to stay off their feet for 6 weeks. The general had been transferred to Bagram for further treatment. Maren had been sent back to a forward operating base to recover. Neither had seen the other since the blast, until today. Now, at this remote outpost in Kandahar province, Maren was just another wounded soldier limping through the heat. To the SEALs watching her struggle, she was an easy target for boredom and bad jokes. "Hey, Sergeant," one of them called out, louder now. "You need help? Maybe a wheelchair? We can call medical for you." More laughter. Maren stopped, turned her head slowly to face them. "I'm fine, thank you," she said. Her voice was quiet, controlled. "You don't look fine," another SEAL said, standing now. "You look like you shouldn't be out here. What happened anyway? Training accident?" The words hit different than he'd intended. Maren's eyes went cold. "Something like that." "Must have been some training," the first one said, grinning. "Did you forget to watch where you were stepping?" The tallest of the SEALs walked closer, hands in his pockets, that easy confidence radiating off from like heat. "I'm serious, though. How does someone break their leg this bad on a base? Were you running an obstacle course? Did you—" "She wasn't on a base," the voice came from behind him, deep, steady, command voice. Every SEAL turned. General Marcus Stone stood 20 feet away, on crutches, left leg bandaged, identical to Maren's. The SEALs straightened immediately. "Sir, we didn't—" "I know what you didn't," the general said, moving forward with deliberate steps. Each movement mirrored Maren's struggle. The same balance, the same careful weight distribution, the same pain written in the tension of her shoulders. He stopped in the center of the group, looked at each SEAL in turn, then looked at Maren. "Sergeant Cade," he said quietly, "I've been looking for you." Maren's eyes widened, just slightly. "Sir." The general gestured to his leg, to his crutches, matching set. Same blast, same injury, same surgeon, I'd bet. One of the SEALs, slower than the others, looked between them. "Wait, you were both?" "Kandahar province," the general said. 3 days ago, our convoy hit a command-detonated IED. 17 personnel in the convoy. The blast killed 6 immediately. Secondary explosion set the lead vehicle on fire. I was inside." He paused, let that sink in. "I was unconscious, bleeding out. The vehicle was cooking off ammunition. Anyone with sense would have taken cover and waited for the situation to stabilize." He looked directly at Maren. Sergeant Cade didn't have sense. She had courage. The desert wind picked up, throwing dust across the group. She pulled me out of that vehicle while it was on fire, took enemy fire from 3 directions while dragging me 200 meters to cover, held pressure on my wounds for 47 minutes until the medevac arrived. He got quieter, more intense. She did all of this with a shattered tibia, with bone fragments piercing through muscle, with blood loss that should have put her in shock. The general turned to face the SEALs fully. So when you see her limping through this base on crutches, what you're actually seeing is a soldier who sacrificed her leg to save a general's life. What you're mocking is the physical evidence of heroism that most people only read about. One of the SEALs, face pale now, opened his mouth. Sir, we didn't know. You didn't ask. The general's voice was ice. You saw crutches and made assumptions. You saw a wounded soldier and decided she was weak. He lifted one crutch slightly, gestured to his own bandaged leg. I have the same injury, same blast, same shrapnel, same surgeon, same recovery timeline. When you laugh at her, you're laughing at me. The silence was absolute. Staff Sergeant Cade has a Silver Star pending approval for her actions that day. She has 2 Purple Hearts from previous deployments you'll never be cleared to read about. Her real service record is classified at a level that requires special access. He looked at Merrin again. Something passed between them. Understanding, shared pain, mutual respect forged in fire. And she's tougher than any of you will ever be. The general came to attention, despite the crutches, despite the pain, and saluted. A 3-star general, saluting the staff sergeant. Merrin's composure cracked for just a second. Her eyes brightened with emotion, but she returned the salute, back straight, form perfect. Thank you, Sergeant, the general said quietly, for my life. Just doing my job, sir. No, his voice was firm. You went far beyond the job. You earned this. He lowered a salute and turned back to the SEALs. All of you, attention. They snapped to immediately. You will salute Sergeant Cade. You will apologize, and you will remember this moment the next time you see someone struggling, because you have no idea what they survived to get those scars. 5 minutes later, Merrin continued her walk across the base. The SEALs had apologized, awkward, genuine, humbled. General Stone walked beside her. Same pace, same struggle, matching limps. How's the pain? He asked quietly. Manageable, sir. Liar. But he smiled slightly. Mine too. They walked in silence for a moment, just 2 soldiers sharing the weight of what they'd survived. I meant what I said back there, the general continued. I've been trying to track you down since the hospital. You disappeared from Bagram before I could thank you properly. Wasn't necessary, sir. It was. He stopped, turned to face her. You gave me my life back, Merrin. I get to see my grandkids grow up. I get to finish my service, all because you wouldn't leave me behind. His voice got rough. Every time I look at this leg, I'm going to remember the soldier who destroyed hers to save mine. Merrin met his eyes. Every time I look at mine, I remember it was worth it. 6 weeks later, the Silver Star was approved. The SEALs who'd mocked her requested transfers to different units, not because they were punished, but because they couldn't look at it without remembering what they'd done. But Merrin didn't hold grudges. She just kept walking, one step at a time, on crutches that told a story those SEALs would carry forever. Because some soldiers don't need to stand tall to stand above everyone else. They just need to stand at all.